Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rumble and Roar podcast. I'm your host, Lenoria, and like always, guys, I have two special guests with me, and I'm so excited. This is Kamisha.
Hi.
And this is Tracy.
Hey.
They are both very dear to my heart. I've known them a while, and we are going to do a show today, guys, on love, lessons, and what else did I say it was?
Loyalty.
And loyalty. Loyalty. Guys, marriage. That's what we're talking about, marriage. Kamisha has been married over 10 years.
Yes.
And Tracy's been married over 20 years. And I've been married over 30 years. What we're going to do is just go over a couple of questions that people sent in to us. And they just want to know about them. And we're just going to try and help them the best way we know how. Now, guys, we are giving y'all our opinion. This is our opinion.
The real.
The real. We're going to just let it out and give you our opinion. It might not agree with you. You might not agree with it or however. But just listen, take notes, and hopefully we'll help somebody out there. Okay, let's start with the early years, guys. Let's start with the early years. Okay, what were your expectations of marriage before you got married? Anybody want to go first? I can go first. I read the questions, but no matter how many times you read something like this or you still have to think about it.
Yeah.
My expectations of marriage before I got married, of course, I'm going to say I was young, dumb, full of cum. That was the first time. The second time, I was a little bit more experienced. It's like, okay, I know what I'm doing this time, but it's still, y'all, marriage it just doesn't come with a manual, and you just have to just go with the flow. But let me just go back to the question. I'm getting off because I can be on this a long time. We're going to try and get this done and not take it all day. But what were your expectations of marriage before you got married? I expected to be in love with someone and they love me. And I wanted them to have my back. And I wanted them to be there forever. And now I'm not crazy. And I know that certain things just,
Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
At least that's what you know.
Yes, and you just don't know. You just got to. But what it says? What what were your expectations? And I expected to have kids with this my significant other. I just expected him to be there for me. So that's what I expected.
Yeah, safety. I think safety is probably the thing. You don't really think about it, but you certainly expect it.
Yes.
And before you even enter into marriage with someone, you already have that feeling like, okay, this is someone I can be with that's going to keep me safe. And so
protection.
Yeah, so I know I can move forward with this person. It's not necessarily taking care of me, because I was a pretty independent person before I got married.
Right.
So it's not necessarily taking care of me, but like you said, to add to what you said, to have my back.
Yes.
Can we meet in the middle? In a lot of relationships, we see where somebody is pushing the wheel more than the other.
Yes.
What was that movie, guys? Why Did I Get Married? And when they said, what was it, 60-40? I mean,
80-20.
80-20.
Yeah.
You left my dad going 80 for a 20. You dumb. Yes, yeah.
That.
But I don't want it to be 80-20 like you just said. It needs to, yeah.
I always thought it was going to be like a 50-50 thing.
Me too.
Like I said,
but it's not.
I was young and dumb the first time, and I realized that this is not what this is supposed to be. Like,
it's not.
It wasn't.
This was not what I thought.
No.
Yeah.
And it's not what I wanted.
Not what I wanted.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I thought I signed up for. It wasn't that. I felt like I was doing more than what I thought
you should have been.
I should have been.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't
the second
equal.
time around, like you said, you
learned a little bit from that first one.
And you know what you want.
Yes.
I knew what I wanted.
you would tolerate.
That's right.
Kudos to those women who get married. Like, I know, actually, my sister is one of them. Get married to their high school sweethearts, and they're still together now. Yes. To me, I think that first marriage, and I shouldn't say this because it ain't right, because the first marriage, it taught me. And I always say that first marriage is a learning experience.
A training.
A training.
Yeah,
Girl, a training. training.
Training wheel.
Yes, but you don't go into it thinking
Like,
you're being
absolutely
trained.
not.
You really want to be with that guy forever. But he started doing stuff and going to the left. It's like, stay to the left. Go on, stay over there.
I can go back to the right. Somebody else.
All right.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, guys. How did reality compare?
Like you said, the first time for me, it was different. I'm on my second marriage, and I've been married now almost 27 years.
Oh wow, good.
And so the first time, like you said, you're young, dumb, full of cum, you have all these ideas and all these expectations.
Fun.
Right. You're young, and we gonna make it. And then, people grow. People change. You change the things that you like, and the things that you used to love about a person you can't stand anymore, and vice versa.
Isn't that something though?
But it's the growth.
It's the growth.
And
Yeah.
so I the second time, again, I knew what to expect. I knew what I was capable of. I knew what my faults were in my first marriage.
Yes.
And so I knew I didn't want to carry that into my second marriage.
Oh, I got a question further down, and that would be a really good answer to it, because it's like, you got to know yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to know yourself,
Yeah.
because you can't just get married and not know yourself. If you know you have a bad attitude and that you can't love well, or you have issues, don't bring them into it. And if you do, communicate with that person so they can help you.
Right.
You can't just seclude them and act like, okay, they don't that they're not there, and then when he does something, you want to bring in some old stuff.
No.
That ain't even fair to the person
don't
you're
even
with.
tie that around that person's
Right.
neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think with my first marriage, I had known my ex-husband since I was 11.
Oh.
And then we didn't even start dating until we became teenagers. And I think at the beginning, it was like, what all these expectations that I had, we was playing house.
Yeah.
One of us know nothing about being married. And I think what it was for me, I had gotten pregnant. And I wanted a family because I never had that growing up myself. Got married for the wrong reasons, because the foundation wasn't there that needed to be there.
She said,
For the wrong reasons.
girl, me and you looked at each other, and you know what? You know why we locked eyes when she said that? That right there should have been something like that yellow buzzer on that. That was like ding, ding, ding,
That
ding.
resonates.
Getting married for the wrong reasons. Understand, it's not gonna last. And you're gonna just catch hell through the whole thing.
Yep, it was like a setup. And I just felt like I said, because I wanted my daughter to be raised in a 2-parent family, and have this mother and father.
Everybody wants that.
Ideal. But ideally, that wasn't the right thing to do.
That wasn't your reality.
That wasn't my reality. That was totally like I said, we was playing house.
Yeah.
So with that, what she said, getting married for the wrong reasons, guys, what would be the right reasons to get married? This is not one of the questions that was sent in to me, but because you said that, and that was up here, that is up here. What would be a right reason to get married? I believe, I hope I'm not messing up the sound. I believe, number one, love. Love conquers all.
Yes.
Love conquers all.
That was going to be my response.
Yeah. Love.
Respect.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Trustworthy. Friendship.
That. Friendship is a very close second
and let's
to love.
back it all the way back up. Let's put God first in that.
Yes.
Because if you don't know what that Bible say about a married couple and what to expect, especially I think from as a black woman, we hear that word submissive.
And you close. They close up.
It's control.
You're gonna be a slave to a man. You're gonna do this, do that. Nah, respect your man.
Let me
Submissive.
tell you, in that second round, I figured it out.
Yes.
Was submissive.
And not only figure it out, you didn't do it right away. It still took a moment in that second one to get it. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because you're an individual.
You still learn as you go. It doesn't.
Okay, guys, looking back, what was the hardest adjustment in your first few years? The first few years, what was the hardest adjustment? I have to think about this myself.
I think for me, I'm going to speak now as I speak going forward is about my current marriage. I think with me, it was a family. I already had children. And that was the hardest adjustment it was, because my husband now, who I'm currently married to, did not have any kids. So having to deal with an ex-husband, 3 kids,
Yeah.
him being younger than me on top of that, it was a lot of dynamics. It was a lot of adjustment.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Well, what do you think, Tracy? Looking back, what was the hardest adjustment in the first years of marriage? The first few years?
I have to piggyback on what Kamisha said a little bit, because I too had 2 small kids. My husband had a child, but my current husband had a child, but he was a weekend dad, and so she wasn't living in our home. But he came in pretty much not like I'm your dad and you're gonna do what I say,
Right.
but really as a partner to me. Your mom would like for me to do blah 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 for you. You know, okay, so the new routine is I'm gonna take y'all to the bus stop in the morning, and I'm gonna pick y'all up from the bus stop. Your mom has to work until this time, so we're gonna get stuff together. So we worked together. We did a lot of communicating, and we really brought the kids into our relationship. You know,
Okay.
we included them in the things that we were doing before we lived together, before we got married. And so my kids were, again, still very young, and I had sat them down and talked to them. I was like, hey, you know, I've been seeing this guy, you know, y'all know Rick, y'all like him, you know.
Yes.
What do you think? And my kids was basically like, okay, we was wondering when that was gonna go down, and they were little, because they were like, you know, he's always here. He picks us up from school. He takes us to school. Like, you know, we thought, you know, well, you know, what y'all waiting on?
Right.
Basically.
We are already there. What's y'all?
So like you, it made me happy to know that my kids accepted him,
Right.
and that he was already hands on, and so we were partners, and that helped. That helped that their relationship was outside of our relationship.
Okay.
And they were able to have their own relationship outside of me and his relationship.
Okay.
It made it easy.
It made it easier. Yes.
Easier, yes.
Looking back, what was the hardest adjustment in the first few years for me? My husband, to me, was just totally different from me. He was different, and you know, opposite attract.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Our upbringings were different.
Okay.
Very, like, from north to south.
Really?
Mine's too.
Yes, and that was an adjustment. He's not a talker, and I will talk your ears completely melted off of your face. And he's like, wow. But I don't even know how we've been, you know, we had our ups and downs throughout our marriage, but we're doing really good. But we are total opposite. Total opposite, guys. And everything, I must say. And you would think, I know that some of you out there are thinking, well, how can you be totally opposite? It's got to be something you guys have in common for you guys to be together this long. Love is what we have in common. However, now things we have in common, because we've been together so long.
Right.
Like, she's going over 27 years. I'm going 31 years, going on 31 years. I just passed my 30-year mark, and I've learned him. I've learned him. Even though it's still not my upbringing, it's not that some things I still can't get used to. It's like, my mom didn't know. And you can't tell somebody that they're doing something wrong because you weren't raised the way they were raised.
Or you do it differently.
Right, you can't do that. That's a no-no.
Right.
You gotta let a person be a person. That's a big thing too in marriage. Let a person be themselves.
Yeah.
Because when you don't, can you imagine being with somebody and they're not letting you be who you are?
Right. And there's always more than one way to do something.
Right.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
good, teach me something. That's how I look at it.
Right, and you're not always right.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna raise my hand to that, because I was, I did that a lot. I was a brat. I'm the youngest out of 6, and it's like I needed my way, you know, and I wanted my way, and you know, and when I got with my husband, it's like, oh, this is how I'm thinking, but this is how I'm thinking. So no, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
This is how we have to come to an agreement on something.
But that's where communication comes in.
There you go.
Yeah.
I often say that, Tracy. Communication is is key to everything.
We say it all the time.
To everything.
People
On
ask
your
us all the
job, you
time.
get some idiot up in your face.
Yes.
It's like, see, you came the wrong way. And you didn't even, okay, so now I got to communicate this way because you, okay.
Right. Let me hear what you said, because this is what I heard.
Yeah.
You know, this is how we communicate with each other, because, you know,
That's
you
how
can
you
take,
don't know.
yeah, because
You learn.
our word is perception in my marriage, you know. how you perceive things and how things are really meant to be.
Oh,
could be two completely
Tracy,
different things.
Tracy, that's good.
Yeah,
and see,
that.
he's
Yeah.
shaking his head. He's
Yeah.
right.
That
He's,
says that.
Yeah, yeah. I could perceive things because of how you were raised. You perceive it this way, but because how he was raised, he perceives it. Doesn't mean either one of you are wrong. Because
This is in a different eyesight.
Guys, I'm still learning,
Yeah,
and
every day.
don't
Yeah.
point the finger. I'm going on 31 years, so I still and it's
learning.
and I'm
Every day.
still learning. But
Every
that
day.
what you just said.
yeah, every day.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Perception is a motherfucker.
yes.
That's our
but
phrase.
what's wrong with me when I can't perceive? I can't. You're not getting it. I'm telling you something, and you're just not perceiving it the way I'm. Why aren't you? That's what I be doing in my head.
But
I'm
then
like,
that's when we talk to ourselves. You know, I am anyway. I'm self-centering all the time. Like, now you know you're wrong.
Right.
You said that. Yeah, you know you're
you're
wrong.
wrong.
But when you
Right.
yeah, but you say that to yourself. Now I can do that. I will apologize. I will come back. This, that, and the third. But my husband, he's not that type. Like I said, we're opposite.
Okay.
He can be wrong as 5 left feet with no toes on them, and look at it.
It's still he right.
And look at it. And I'm like, there are no toes on those feet. And they're supposed to be right ones to match the left one. You see this. What are you saying? Well, okay. Well, that's just, okay, we see it. Oh my gosh. What do you do to a man like that? I've learned that he is who he is.
That's his
it's just
perception.
yeah, it's who he is. So I leave it alone, and
let
that's
him have it, 'cause
that's
you're
a
gonna
thing.
pick your
Yes.
battles.
Choose your battle.
Girl, I'm not gonna die on a mountain. I don't need to die on. There's too many mountains out there.
It's too much.
Yes.
Choose your battles, and
Yes.
that's not one. But sometimes I get to where that
Keep
gets
talking to yourself, girl.
Just keep-
I promise you, I have full-blown conversations with myself.
Me too.
I say it out loud though. Some things now.
I know.
I do have to
Okay.
catch
Some things I
myself.
need
Yeah.
him to hear
Yeah.
it, and I'll look at him and he'll say something or do things, and I can't help but I'm like, now that wasn't right, and you know it wasn't right, but yes, it was.
It needed to be said. You felt like it needed
It
to be
has
said.
to be, and I will not be quiet. I will not. And then once I see where it's going to take us somewhere else, and that's not where it needs to
Right,
be.
right.
Like she said, choose your battles. I'll look at him and I say, okay, you know what? That's between you and God. You can fool me. You can even fool yourself, but you can't fool him. So go and do what you do. And I'll walk off, you know.
We rarely.
Sagittarius in us.
Yeah.
Okay, is that what that is?
Yeah,
We
I'll be like, whatever.
Rick and I rarely have disagreements like that, but he gives me, I'm going to say it out loud, and I shouldn't say this
Out
from
loud.
a woman's perspective. He gives me a long leash.
Oh,
He
okay.
gives me a long leash. Rick is that person who is like me. He's got 2 speeds, mad and happy. He's
Okay.
almost always unhappy.
Oh.
We've been together, all the years we've been together, I think I've seen him mad twice.
That is amazing.
And so
That's pretty
he
much.
gives me a very long leash. I say and do whatever the hell I want to say and do.
Yeah.
But I know that when I've done something that he doesn't think is right, he pulled me a little bit. He don't call me out, but he'll pull me a little bit. You out of pocket.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
And I can respect that because you let me go all around the world with my
Yes,
bullshit.
all around the world and back.
And then
back.
you telling me, okay, babe, now you don't went around the world with your bullshit. Come back. And I'm like, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
That's when I start thinking, talking to myself, like, okay, now, because if he says shit, some of the shit to me that I,
Oh,
Baby.
girl, I'm packing up my shit. We out.
yes, yes.
I'm getting my
I
car.
think about that.
That is so funny because
Yeah.
why are we like that?
Yeah.
Because I'm that way.
Yeah.
I can say whatever, whenever, however, and he's like, I'm not gonna even.
Right.
No, I'm not
Right.
gonna go there.
But
'cause
I
know
can't do that. You know, I try. I tell myself
you can't. It's
because-
not fair.
Right.
He's
Because
a human being.
He's shit like that.
Yeah.
to me.
Baby.
I promise you, my husband, if he was here, he would tell you, I said that the other day, and I always try to just let him know that I know that how wonderful you are.
Yes.
I'll look at our bedroom, and because I have so many things going on, I wear so many hats, from daycare to cartoons to books to, just stuff. The room was in a shambles the other day, and I looked, I said, damn, I'm stepping over clothes. Kamisha, Tracy,
believe
it
me,
don't make no sense.
understand.
But it's okay. We know the real clean people out there, they don't know nothing about this. And they probably frowning, but it's okay. Because see, we live.
I had to find shoes in my, in my trunk yesterday because I got so much shit.
So I'm stepping over stuff and moving stuff out the way. And he always says, Nora, you just walked over that. Why don't you just pick it up? I'm just tired. But it got to me. And I looked around, I was like, now this don't make no sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I said, this don't make no sense. I said, thank you for putting up with this mess. I said, because if this had been you and left your stuff around, I'd been like, trifling, no good.
Yes. Who raised you? All kinds of stuff, girl. Yes.
Yes. Who raised you? Go back to the barn. Okay, let me see. Okay, what's one thing you wish you had known about marriage before you said I do? What is one thing you wish you had known about it before you said I do? I wish I had known not to give my husband. I know this sounds crazy. I have to explain it though. I wish I had both of them, my first husband and my second. And I messed around and did it again the second time because it's in me, guys. It's just how I was raised. But I gave my all. I give him everything. I did everything. He didn't have to make no decisions. I would go cook, clean, make the decisions, do everything, run around and all of that. I did it with the first one. And then they get comfortable and they don't want to do anything.
Right. And then you're mad because they don't do shit.
Yes. And then I'm like, what am I, a maid? Right. And he's looking at me like, babe, you've been doing this from day one. Why are you tripping now?
Right.
And like the one that I'm with now, it's like, when I tell you, it's like, I'm not going to even have a decision. It's all you. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to. It's like, babe, I'm coming to you asking you something because I really want your opinion. Could you tell me what you think about this? It doesn't matter whatever you think it. Well, I don't think. I want you to say it. Help me think. And so I had to stop myself one day and say, why is he like this? This don't make no sense because I did it. Guys, I wish I had known.
You set the stage.
Yes, I wish I had known before I said I do to not go in there and do everything and show him. Now, don't get me wrong, young people, because you do want to be submissive. You do want to do for your husband. You want to be there. However, when you give them every single thing all the time for 30 years, they're like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to do nothing.
Right.
This is what you did. And now why are you changing? Actually, I'm getting older. I'm tired. I can't multitask like I used to. Hormones are doing what they do.
Oh
I'm becoming I'm a human being. Well, not becoming. I am a woman who goes through things. So can I grow old gracefully and not continue to do the things that I was doing for you in my 20s? When I met you, now that I'm in my season, and you won't know my age, I'm seasoned. So yeah, that's what I wish I had known because I spoiled both of mine.
I think same thing for me.
Same.
I would say the same thing.
Because they don't.
Yeah, I think that where women are groomed and conditioned to, like you said, be submissive, subservient, take care of our husbands. But the one thing I learned from my first marriage that I didn't carry into my second marriage was don't start doing things today that you don't want to keep doing tomorrow.
Well, that's good. But I don't know if I learned that because I thought that that's what I was supposed to do because mama did it and my sisters, I'm the youngest out of 6 and they all did it. The ones that were married,
I grew up with a single mom, and so my mom, there was no man in the house.
Okay.
And so and she didn't, that I can recall being a young age. Now, of course, older, yes, she did. But when I was younger, there were no men around. My mom took care of everything. She took care of all her stuff. She did everything she needed to do for me and for herself. And so I didn't have and I had my dad was in my life, but I didn't have a example of a relationship, of a marriage, of a good healthy marriage. Okay. And so I knew I needed to take care of me. And I'm willing to make your plate and do your laundry and that kind of stuff. But you got to be capable. What you bring it to the table. You you got to be capable of doing these things too, because sometimes I'm going to get sick.
Right.
Like you said, right now.
Tired.
Right now I'm in my season and I don't feel like doing nothing most of the time. And so that I married someone that is capable of picking up those pieces taught me, like I said, the first time, because the first time I was like that, you know, oh, my man get home this time, I got to make sure the food is together. He like to have this on Sunday, you know, and I was young, so I was in my.
You thought that's what you're supposed to do.
In my mind, I thought, in my conditioning, I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. But when you said when things change, things go to the left, you start to realize, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that again, because last time that wasn't reciprocated, and I was tired all the time. You know, so
that was smart.
I learned from the first time not necessarily give my all, because I'm happy to. I want to make my husband happy, because that's what he does. He wants to make me happy. So it's a reciprocal thing for us. But yeah, I learned from that first one that I don't want to give so much, because I learned that I didn't get it back in return.
Well, why didn't I learn? I wish I had learned that, because I did it the first time, and you didn't learn it either?
I did the first and second time.
Me too.
I think it was because, same with you, I was raised in a single parent home, and I was really independent. So I'm like, I can do this myself.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know, and this just because I'm so used to doing it myself, like that's just what carried on. So I just kept doing it. But now when I sit back and I be like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to, or I'm tired.
That's it, really.
That's
like
the daggone thing.
Yeah, that's really it. We're human.
I'm to the point I don't want to, and I think the only thing that keeps me going now is that I do have 2 younger children that are 12 and 11. Because it's different when you got grown kids and the younger ones. Now it's kind of like, I'm even telling you, I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm older now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, love and loyalty, guys. What does loyalty in a marriage look like to you? Loyalty. What does it look like, Tracy?
It looks like your man could be carpooling with a woman who likes him, and he routinely rebuffs her because he loves you.
Oh,
and he's loyal to you.
Bam, bam, ma.
So
I did
we're not gonna go into specifics. My husband's here. He's laughing over here. We had a conversation. Ellis was a baby, and so now my baby is 24. So this tells you how long ago this was. This 20 plus years ago. But he was working at this job, and we've always been a 1-car family. And so I had the car because I had to go to work, and so he had a carpool buddy that picked him up, a lady. She liked him. I knew she liked him. But she always that kind of woman where, well, how's your wife doing? You know, that kind of stuff.
That fucking snake bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. So
I said it exactly what
but you know, because I'm a woman, I recognize that shit. And so my husband, you know, he's like, no, she just giving me a ride. No, baby.
Now.
She like you.
We see
but
that.
We about to nip this in the bud. Needless to say, my husband left that job. He found another job where we could work and carpool together, because we weren't going to have that. And he wasn't going to have that woman's like for him or lust for him disrupt our marriage.
Oh, Lord.
So he had to leave that job.
I thought all of our husbands are, your husband's
similar.
like that. And so, they're similar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's such a good feeling, isn't it?
That right there made me feel like, okay, you know what? Not that I'm
whatever I need to do.
Right. I'm not the cock of the walk by any circumstance, but
yes, you are.
I know that
on that shit. It's hard out here for a married
I know my
woman.
husband heard me.
Yes.
Because of his actions.
Yes.
I spoke to him. I communicated to him how I felt about this situation, and he was like, "Okay, basically, say less. I'm gonna have to find
say less.
job.
I got you. I'm gonna do this.
So
I'm gonna do
he
what."
put my mind at ease, and I was like, "Okay, so this is nice. This is because my first husband wouldn't have done that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was unexpected.
Yeah.
You didn't think that would. I wouldn't even think that would happen.
No.
You know.
I didn't. I certainly didn't. But
Not to quit the job or
I knew I needed to confront it head on because I had the experience before. So I knew I needed to confront it and be honest with how I was feeling about the situation. Yeah, you getting to work, but that bitch like you.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, y'all go after work, have a few drinks. You know, you a man. And I'm not saying that you cheat on me, but if somebody's throwing a pussy at you, what you gonna do?
And we don't want to hear, oh, well, I just got too intoxicated and I didn't know what I was doing.
No.
Well, you know what you're doing now, your ass on the street.
Right. So that.
So you chose right.
And I think my husband realized that.
You chose right.
Right. I think my husband realized that, like, my wife is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I probably don't want to be involved in no shit like that. And I'm glad that he made that decision.
Me too. But y'all.
Well, my husband's loyalty before that.
Did
I
you?
got married. Because I went through trials and tribulations with my husband because he's raised totally different. His parents are really into the church and they were very against us getting married.
because you were married before.
Yes, and I had kids before, and I'm 6 years younger. But let me tell you, when I seen that man show up that this is what I want to be, we went and got married. My whole family was there. He had one person from his family, and it wasn't his parents. But that's okay.
Oh.
That showed the loyalty to me that man
he wanted to be with you.
I'm with you and
Forsaking
nobody else.
all others. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
what about you?
Loyalty let me see what this question is. What does loyalty in marriage looks like to you, to me? Loyalty is being there and not leaving even when the going gets rough.
Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And you're still there. And I'm acting a total donkey fool, jackass, every animal out there. And you're like, let me just stay with this. Let me just hang in here. But I really need to leave this idiot because this is a fool. And you just hung in there. And everything in your being is saying, get out. Because I don't think she's going to change. And we are 10 years deep. And I'm still acting self-centered and spoiled and rotten, and it's like, wait a minute, because me, it's like, you ain't changed even a little bit. Come on now. And just hanging in there. He's just loyal. Like I set my vows, death do us part, sickness and health, crazy ass or not, I'm still here. So that's loyal. And another thing, this is just a story. I don't know if it has anything to do with loyalty, but let me just tell y'all. I gotta say it. One day I was in, I don't know what store it was, but I was trying to get something, and the guy that was in the store, at the register, we were talking about, I was like, well, this, I think it was Curl. I'm trying to think, what was it? It was in the store. Anyway, he was. I knew he was flirting with me and liking me, and Danny was walking up, and I turned around and I looked at him. I was like, get back. I'm trying to get this real quick. He's trying to give this to me for $5. I don't know if that was the price, but I just looked at Danny like, get back. You just about to mess it up. I don't want this. I just want this deal here. And Danny saw my face. He looked at me. He saw my face, and he walked off. And then when we got out the store, I was like, I got this for such and such. And I was like, you was about to mess it up. I said, give me a high five. We worked that one out. But I knew that has nothing to do with loyalty. But he was on
that is it,
girl.
Because your husband know you was coming home or whatever the hell you
Yes. And I don't even know this. I don't know this behind this counter. I just want this for this amount.
Right.
And you keep on smiling.
Right.
I
got some trees cut one time like that.
Going out with my husband.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Guys approach me and be
So I'm not a bad guy.
And he be like, "Oh, you tipsy? You know what I drink?" Like he ain't gonna
get it for him.
He ain't gonna walk up to it.
Right.
He gonna step in the back because he already know that I'm loyal to it.
Right.
Yeah. When he walks,
I got your drink, baby.
You men. Yes.
Drink. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys, how do we navigate challenges, whether financial struggles, parenting, or personal growth? How do we navigate these challenges? How do we do this?
Communication. You gotta talk about it.
Yes.
Prayer, girl.
Prayer, communication.
All of that.
All of that. That makes you stronger, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Take a step back, because everything can be done a different way. Just because you want to, fix it and you want it to be fixed by tomorrow, that might not be the time. You need to really just take a step back and kind of assess whatever the situation is.
How do you navigate it?
Right, and then just move forward with it. Because again, perception. And that's why you in a relationship. So two people can work this shit out.
Right? Yes. And isn't that something? Because for a while in my marriage, it was just seemed like I was the one working everything out.
Me too.
And I was like, see, this is not going to work.
Right.
You cannot put all the responsibility on just me or one side. Because, but then when you don't like it, then you want to say, well, see, you shouldn't have did that. Don't talk.
Right.
Because we were supposed to be, and you were so like, you go ahead and do it.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't. So you're so right.
Yeah.
Perception. Yeah. Okay, so guys, have there ever been a moment you felt like giving up? And what kept you going? Have you ever felt like giving up, and what kept you going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Love
kept you going?
Love, God.
Okay.
I'll tell
the foundation of what you have, what you built. Like
that right there. I'll tell a quick story. Ellis was maybe a year old. We were married maybe 4 or 5 years at this point. We had been together for several years, but we had only been married for a little while. I was working at this job when Ellis first came to you. I was working at this job, and they was playing with me, you know. So I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna have this job or not. Blah blah blah. Finally got the job, and I was on good. And Rick had lost the job, maybe 2 jobs within that span. And so I'm like, damn, what the hell is really happening? Like, is he going in here cussing the people out? What's happening? Like, why he can't keep no job? Da 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 da. da. So I'm talking to one of my homegirls, and it took her, and I thank her, Catherine. You listening, girl? Thank you. She said, Trey, we had gone on lunch. I'm walking, and I'm just commiserating. I think I'm moving back to Denver. My mama can help me get my shit together. And by now, I got 2 big kids and 1 little kid. So I'm going back to my mama's house because shit is not right. You know how we do. Mm-hmm. And so my friend, my homegirl, pulled me. She was like, Trey, right now, you're the marketable one in y'all's relationship, in y'all's marriage. She says, you the motherfucker who can keep a job right now. It's on you. Mm-hmm. She said, when your husband can find a job and can keep a good job, don't you think that he would take care of you?
Right.
Fast forward 10 years, I was out of a job.
Mm-hmm. He carried
I was out of
you.
a job for 2 years. Mm-hmm. My husband didn't bat a damn eye.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I wanted to leave because I was being selfish and I wanted shit to be my way, and I was tired of being.
You wanted to leave because he didn't have a job?
Yeah.
Damn, Tracy.
But it was a thing that I felt like this was continuously happening.
Oh, okay.
And so it wasn't, but that was my perception.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And so, you know, you young, you late 20s, early 30s, you like, shit, mama.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're in your 20s.
Young.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm like, fuck, you know, I can't do this by myself. I'm not going to do all this working and shit and blah, blah, blah.
I'm glad you didn't leave, because look, you would have left a gold mine.
A good man, honey.
A gold mine.
A good man. That's like the movie, girl. He a good man, Savannah.
Yeah.
Girl, I was about to mess up. And so it took my homegirl. She was like, no. She was like, right now, you the one who keep a job. Keep your job. Do what you got to do.
That was your test.
Yeah, she said, and do what you need to do. I don't know if I ever expressed that to my husband before, but at any rate, I'm still here. We still together.
Girl, that was your test and your ass passed.
Yeah, girl, I did, thank God, because I was about to mess up big. Somebody else was going to get that goal.
Ooh, yes, because we know we have goal. We have goal being married women. Yeah. Let me tell you, because that's not something that is happening often. And even if it is, it's hard, and people are not loving each other like that hard love. Like, you know, I think that we 3 have it. I ain't going nowhere. Yes, ain't going nowhere. So you mad? Okay, we'll just be mad today. But I ain't no sense in you being mad, because this is a waste of energy. You ain't going nowhere. Right. You're not going nowhere, and I'm not going nowhere.
So he said, "Oh, girl, you ain't never going nowhere. I'm locking you in the basement. You ain't going nowhere." And I'm good with that.
Yes. So, you've ever felt about, have there ever been a moment that you felt like giving up, and what kept you there?
Oh, yes, definitely. I think for me, at the beginning, it was the family. I felt like the family was against this marriage, like, seriously. And I got to the point where it was like, I ain't got time to be dealing with nobody's family like this. I didn't sign up for this. And what kept me was him showing me that, no, this is my mom and this is my dad and this is my brother and all this. But at the end of the day, I want to be with you.
Wow.
I don't care about none of that. I can leave all of that. At the end of the day, as long as I got you, I'm happy.
And that speaks volumes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You kept your goal. And you knew that no matter what, family has nothing to do with it anyway. Family need to stay out of people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy after looking back, and like I said, we've been together, it'll be 19 years next month, and we've been married 14 years in June. And I look back now, and the way things was then and how they are now, I have the best relationship with my in-laws now. Like, it's crazy. I never would have seen that in the beginning.
It's been 20 some odd years.
Yeah, so. You would hope they would get it.
And also, I had to learn as a woman, too, that what I was going to take and what I wasn't going to take. And that this is my household. And when you separate from your parents, that's what you're supposed to do, separate from your parents. So is it me or is it
them? Yeah. But he showed you, sounds like from an early,
this is what it is. So when I actually looked back and was like, he's showing me this. I'm okay with this. I had to step back for a second. Like you said, sometimes you got to step back and look at
And look at it.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
examine myself all the time. Yeah.
I do too now. I think that's our season part.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
think
we
you're
have
right.
to. Okay, myself. Let me see. Have there ever been a moment where I wanted to give up? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, 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 yes. And I say that not in a bad way. I'm saying it because if a married person tell me that if I ask this question to someone, even if you're not married or just married, and say, have you ever felt like giving up, or just do they get on your nerves or whatever, and they say no, it's like, please go and take your head and push it down into the sand.
Because you're lying.
Because you're a fucking liar. Not just a liar, you're a fucking liar. I mean, gosh, you're a liar.
Yes,
yeah.
you're lying.
So yeah, I did feel like giving up. Yeah, because like I said, we were night and day, and things I just could not understand. I couldn't comprehend it. It's like, what are you thinking? I couldn't get it. And that was in my 20s when I was young. I was I really didn't even want to try. It was like, I didn't want to try to understand because it didn't feel right.
It wasn't how you understood.
Right.
Yeah.
Perception. I just couldn't get it. But then I hung in there. I hung in there for, I loved him, but when I get mad, I don't love you when I'm mad. I do love you, but I don't know if that came out the right way, guys. But when I'm mad, I don't even want you to see me naked. Don't look at me naked. I'm mad at you. Don't look at me.
Yep.
Don't talk to me.
Don't touch me when I'm mad.
Right. Don't touch me. Oh, you definitely ain't gonna touch me.
Look at me. You don't get to touch me though.
But you better not touch me.
I don't want you to look at me. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to talk to me. Don't breathe my air. Get out of the room. I am mad, and that's petty. But no, I'm older.
But I get it.
I'm
I get
seasoned
that
now. But when I was younger, it was medieval
Hell on
ugly.
wheels.
Yeah.
Medieval ugly. It's like, So yeah, I have grown, and what kept me there was, I'm gonna say, of course, love. I was secure with with my husband. I'm secure with him.
Yeah.
And I realized that you're angry. You better go get your life because you let this go. Somebody else is gonna pick it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and it's cheaper. I mean, what I'm gonna do? This is my second one. What am I gonna do? Go get another third person and do this all over again? This is stupid. You know, everybody. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't think that there's anyone else out there that I could tolerate or that could tolerate me.
Yeah.
And not even so much tolerate. I shouldn't use that word. Maybe that's a poor choice of words. But we had this conversation about.
No, I think it's a good choice.
I think so.
But
Tolerate me.
I'm a lot, and I know I'm a lot.
Yes.
And if you can roll with me, you aces in my book.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of shit, with me, but.
And you're strong, and you know that person is strong, and he didn't leave you with your crap, and you're doing the most, and he's like still there, and he's like thinking in the back of his head, probably somewhere with a cigarette or a joint or a drink, saying, "Now, am I gonna have to put up with this all my life? Am I gonna be here forever?" And he just stayed right there.
Yes.
Stayed right there. You gotta know what you have.
From beginning to now, he been knowing I'm crazy and still here.
Okay, guys, what role does forgiveness play in a long-term marriage?
Number one, baby.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even.
But let's stay right there. Forgiveness. Okay, maybe it's just me. I forgive you, I do. But if you hurt me, if you hurt me real bad,
no, I'm still mad at you.
Oh, not just still mad. I might not.
I ain't forgetting that shit.
I can't fucking get it. So I don't know who put those things together. Forgive and forget. That's what we're doing to you. No, it don't go together. I will forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget it because if you lie,
one time to trigger me,
okay, it is gonna come right back to. It's gonna come right back to surface, and you tread lightly and know that even if you're in the vicinity of look like it's gonna you're doing the same thing that you did before or it happened.
I'm 0 to 60. I'm 0 to 60.
Damn, I'm going to
60. You're good, and you're 1,000. I'm a goddamn. I'm off the Richter. You understand? It's like no, because
I'm done.
And I don't like that, and because I don't want to be that way.
Right.
But it's like oh no, and the women that have been either cheated on or cheating to me is like the way up
ultimate,
there. But women, as women, we could forgive men quicker than women, and it's a mind thing because when we love you with inner, with our inner, everything, our soul, heart, mind. A man loves with the surface. That head, okay, this head, not even the. And when they are with the lady, they're like, okay, well, it doesn't mean that much to them, but it means a lot to us,
right?
Yeah,
because we deal with it. You said it better.
Inner, exactly. So forgiveness is up there. I will forgive you, but I don't forget. But that forget part is what get me. I'm not going to say in trouble, guys, but it gets, what am I trying to say, y'all? When I don't forget it, I don't know. It just sits in the, I'm not going to say it sits in the back of my head, but it's like.
Well, you once bitten, twice shy. You smart now because you done already did it to me. Right. I'm not going to let you do this shit again. So
but the thing is about this,
lightly
I'm thinking, and then the trust is not 100 anymore.
Never.
I can't trust you 100.
Never be that way.
If you ever lied to me and wait a minute, I'm not going to even insinuate or even think that. I'm going to prove to you that you lied. And we're not even talking about cheating. I don't care if it's a little, white lies are okay. They're not okay. No lie is okay. But I'm like, you just stupid. But a lie that matters and you know it matters and you tried to get away with it. And I proved to you that, look.
You lying. I know you lying.
You see this top is blue and you said it was orange and we're both looking at it and it's blue and you still said, okay, all right. So it'll never be the same because you just, either you think I'm a fool. Right. Or you're dumb. Either, both of them are, and but neither one of them are good. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what, well, for all three of us guys, if you missed it, forgiveness is number one. But I don't want you guys to get out there and feel like, hey, because we're talking to some young people, and you have to forgive.
But you don't have to forget. You ain't gotta forget that shit because not forgetting makes you wise. You know, not forgetting makes you know what not to do the next time.
But some people always say, but if you forgive them and you keep harping on it, or if they do something, you go back to it, that you didn't forgive them. That's a lie. You forgave them, but you just triggered something that you did. What do y'all feel about that? Because people say that all the time. What do you feel about that?
I think that forgiveness comes from within. I have to forgive you on my terms. How you forgive me is how you forgive me. How I forgive you is how I forgive you.
Totally different.
Again, perception.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me how to forgive you. If I'm still fucking with you, then I forgave you.
Right. That's how I see it.
Okay. So
now I might be dealing with you like this.
Right.
Because you've already shown me what kind of character you have, like the kind of shit you'll do. And so I don't really want to be a part of that. I know deep down you're probably a good person.
Yes.
But you maybe had a misstep or whatever. But I saw that misstep. And that misstep was a critical character flaw in my opinion.
Okay, so this is going to the next question. How do we move past hurt and misunderstanding?
Time, girl.
Yes.
Definitely time. You cannot tell me when I should not be hurting. Again.
Right. This is how I feel.
Let me have my feelings.
Right.
And that means you need to let me have my feelings.
Absolutely.
And vice versa. I gotta let you have.
It's almost like death.
Let you heal that.
Grieving.
Yeah, grieving.
Yes.
I think that comes from time.
Yes. Time is ultimate.
Time and growth. Time and growth.
That.
Those are the only two that I could even come up with, because when you hurt somebody, you hurt them. Period.
Yeah, and you can't tell.
You cannot tell a person that. Oh, you should.
I didn't hurt you that bad.
Well, you should have got over that by now.
That's like telling a rape survivor to get over rape.
Don't even use the words to tell me that you should be over it by now.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's no.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, lesson and advice. If you could give newlyweds one piece of advice, what would it be? Newlyweds.
Keep folks out your business. That means your friends, your family,
co-workers, everybody.
Everybody. Keep folks out your
internet,
business.
social media, all that shit.
That's
Keep
number
that
one,
to yourself.
guys.
Yes.
That's number one. And once you let someone know what's going on in your inner, they use it as fuel against you.
They have the keys.
Yeah. They have the keys.
I will also add to that, single people. If you've never been in my situation, you need to not share everything with certain people, because they gonna tell you something that they may not know what they talking about. You need to learn to keep folks. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to talk to single people, because some people have good knowledge, but some people who not sitting in your shoes and going through what you're going through, or maybe envious of what you're going through, may not give you the best.
A single person couldn't talk to me, and I'm married. What do you know?
Right, not a damn thing.
You can't. What are you gonna tell me about married and you're not? You've never been. You're probably not even engaged. A single person better not even do anything to me. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
What, you have no advice. Go talk to another single person, and maybe y'all can find someone, and then y'all can talk whatever. But a single person, that's just like somebody with no kids trying to tell me about my kids.
Right.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Same thing. I think keep.
Yeah, that's
You
the
can't
problem,
tell
the
me
ultimate.
nothing. A single person can't tell me anything.
Or if you haven't had my experience in general, just in general.
Yes.
Not on my level to talk
You
to
can't
like
even
that.
tell me how. I walked through this fire, so now I'm refined. You know, I don't walk through the fire. I don't went through the trouble. I don't have all this. You want to come to me and ask me about how to walk through the fire and become refined? I'm your number one because I've been there already.
Right.
But you can't tell me
exactly. Been there and done that.
Right.
Okay. I have a remember, well, no, you don't, but I'm gonna just say this story. Nobody can tell you something unless they have walked the walk and talked the talk.
That's it.
Remember,
That's
who let me say it right because I don't want to sound dumb. Who died first? Let me think about this. It was Martin Luther King and Kennedy. Who was it first? It was Kennedy. Kennedy got shot first in '64, or was it Martin Luther King? Don't take me back, y'all. I've been out of school a long time. Who was it? Kennedy.
Kennedy got shot first.
Okay, Kennedy got shot first. Okay, so, and then Martin Luther King got shot.
I think it's 69.
In '69, okay, so it's '64 for Kennedy. Okay, I'm not been out of school a while. But anyway, Martin Luther King's wife, Claretta, said that there were a lot of people calling her saying, I understand how you feel. My condolences. I'm sorry. This, that, and the third. On the phone, she was like, yes, thank you. Out of 50 billion people, I'm exaggerating, not 50 billion, but out of all of those people that called Claretta, that phone rung, and it was Kennedy's wife. When she picked that phone up, she knew when that lady said, I know how you feel.
She knew her words were true.
She could actually feel that lady through that phone. And this is her words. She said, because I knew she went through what she went through what I'm going through right now. So everything she's saying is right.
Yes.
That's like me calling her saying, yeah, I know how you feel. No, I don't. My husband was not assassinated. But Kennedy's wife knew.
Right. And she understood that.
And she understood it. Yes.
So she had walked through the fire. She had been fine. That lesson was her lesson. Her husband's loss was the lesson that she needed to have so that she could share with Coretta.
Yeah, like somebody saying, girl, I know how labor pains are. Have you ever been pregnant? Have you ever had a baby? You know how labor pains are? You really do? Okay.
So, don't tell me nothing if you haven't experienced. Absolutely.
Okay, what is the biggest lesson marriage taught you about yourself? Ooh. The biggest lesson it taught me
I can be committed. I didn't realize that I could be committed to one person for so long.
Wow, that's it. Yes.
Yeah. I surprised myself. My longest relationship outside of my marriage has been the relationship I've had with my children and my parents.
Of course.
And so but this is a willful commitment. You know, I wake up every day happy to wake up next to this man.
Yes.
I go to bed every night happy to go to bed with this man every night. But like we know, it's not an easy. It's the stuff that happens in between is a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
But that I surprised myself that I'm still happy with him.
Yes.
He still makes me happy.
And I know this is not the question, but because of what you just said, have you ever been with him that long? Do it ever cross your mind now? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do without him? Mm-hmm. Does it? Mm-hmm. When you get older, those questions cross your mind and you're like, man, you don't even see yourself. It's like, you don't even see yourself without him.
Yeah, we've had the conversation many times before. and just take me with you because I
you just be feeling like don't nobody love me like you, and don't nobody care about me like you. You get on my laugh nerve, my laugh nerves, and my reserve nerve in Tahiti under a rock around the corner. However, nobody loves me like you, and
no one showed me that.
Nobody shows it. Even your kids, they don't. Your damn kids, and you're like, wait a minute, you just knew that they were gonna be there. You know, like
they tell you when they're young, I ain't never leaving you, mama.
Yes. And when they get older, they're trying to get their own lives together. They're trying to be adults and stuff. So they are, shifting and doing their thing. And you can see that they're not really caring about you like that man over there that's been putting up with your mess. And you're like, wait a minute, I love him being here. Y'all think I'm lying. I was sitting with Danny the other day, and we were both in our recliners, and we were watching a movie, and I turned around and I looked at him, because he think I'm goofy sometimes, but I say stuff when it's on my heart.
Yes,
because you better
you should,
let him,
you don't know when you're not gonna be
okay, there you go. So I'm sitting there, and we were watching something. I turned around and I looked at him, I said, you know what? I'm so glad I have somebody to watch a movie with. And I do be glad I got somebody,
It's the simplest stuff.
It's so simple, but that stuff is huge.
Yes.
And you know who
Those
knows?
are the things that you need to remember, though. As being married, it's the still quiet time.
The little stuff.
That you're like, okay, I take the garbage out the can, tie it up, and I look around and Rick took it outside.
Already.
Or
already taking care of
the
it.
dryer,
doing
and
stuff.
I put him on the bed, and I come back and he's folding up and putting stuff away. It's that small
little stuff,
little bitty stuff.
But I say it. I say it.
I say thank you all the time.
And then like the cars, you're right. When Danny's working on the cars, oh my gosh. And do you know, this is crazy, guys. I never knew my husband is a mechanic. No, listen, when we were younger, he was working and had his career, and he would say, I'll change our brakes. I said, no, you're not, because you might not put them on right, and I go down the damn street and they're not on there right, and I might wreck or whatever. I said, no. And so he was like, Nora, I said, no, because if something happened, I want to be able to go after the person that put them on there wrong. I would never have that. Yes, and I didn't even have the confidence.
Wow.
And I know it's bad.
Well,
but
because you wanted things right, and you knew if something went wrong, then it's just going to be more time for you to have to fix it.
And then later, it just years went by. My husband retired. And he was like, okay, when something happens, he's like, I'm going to go ahead and do the brakes. He would do the brakes, and they were fine. He would do the oil. That was fine. He would do alternators. He would do daggone all that stuff. I was like, oh, he said, that would be $500. That would be, and I said, he said all them years that I said, oh my gosh, and I didn't even have it I didn't have, how do you say, enough to believe that he would do it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad now, because and those little things, I'm like, man, if he didn't do that, we would be out of $500 right now. We would be
part.
That part. Yes. Okay. So what is the biggest lessons marriage have taught you? The biggest lesson it has taught me is that I'm stronger than I thought I was. I just didn't, like you said, I didn't think I could commit to somebody, but I didn't even think about the commitment part, because when I first came into it, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I thought that, I was just going to be with somebody and we're going to be together forever and all of that. But I didn't think I could be as strong as I am. Guys, being married is no walk in the park.
It is not.
By no stretch of the imagination. I want you to understand that. It is not all roses, so don't think you about to say I do and all of that love making and in every room and just his farts don't stink and you're running around and just having fun and going out to the movies
and it is all of those things.
It's all of those things in the beginning.
It's not all of those things.
Yeah, but it's those things in the beginning. In the beginning, but once you married for a while, you're going to go through things, and that's where the tests begin. And if you really want that man and you want to stay there, you be loyal.
And that's what you should be striving for anyway. Growing together. That's the whole point of getting married, is to grow together.
Now this one here, guys, I don't care yet. It says, how do you keep love alive after so many years?
Friendship. Dating.
See, this is when this question came to me, I was wondering, were they asking about the sexual part of it? Were they asking about the not intimate, that's sexual. What do they mean by love? I can only how do you keep love alive? To me, I know this is corny. I'm goofy, y'all, but keeping love alive is just doing stuff together and just telling jokes. When he says something that's really funny, I'm laughing. I'm like, that's love. This is shit.
Yes.
This is funny.
Yes.
I think that's love. Because he's shown me throughout the years and through all the time that he loves me, another way. Mm-hmm. But the little things like the goofy stuff, that's keeping love alive.
Yes.
And I'm going on dates, which I don't like to do much because I don't even trust the food out there now. Just
understandable.
Okay, I don't trust her, but laughing and just little things. So I don't know the intimate part of it. Mind your business.
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay. Look, that's first and foremost. I can tell you just without going into any real detail. I'm still running away from my husband most of the time.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I know you.
I have a husband. My husband's 6 years younger than me. So
I'm like I said, damn, I married a 12-year-old boy. Like, what the hell?
Younger. Go ahead.
I'm grateful for that because
he keeps you young.
I'm not that, and I'm not the same woman you met almost 30 years ago.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you gonna marry that person again, I marry my husband every 3 or 4 years because that's not the same person. I'm not the same person that I was.
That is such a great analogy.
Right.
So you have to figure out ways to keep it things.
Yes.
So the main thing is the friendship. And keep it dating.
Yeah.
You gotta keep dating. You
Friendship is, you're right, yes. And laughing, yeah.
Laughing.
And this one will tell a joke in a heartbeat about nothing.
I think laughter is the best medicine
Yes,
for anything.
it is.
If you're feeling bad, if you're sick is feeling bad, if you are depressed, if you are just lonely, whatever, put your ass some good Kevin Hart.
Some comedy.
Comedy.
Any
Put
kind
some
of
comedy in and just put some good one in. Cat Williams, his crazy ass.
Oh my God.
Put that in there and have a shot of something, and you're gonna feel different.
Smoke or something.
Yes, or smoke something. That's gotta be there.
Do that and watch Friday, baby.
My husband and I have theme days and nights.
That's so good.
We watched regular TV, and so we watched certain shows on Monday. We have another show
we did
on Wednesday. But
you got that person over there to watch movies with.
Thursday nights is comedy night. So like you just said, he'll pull up some videos on YouTube and we'll watch comedy, like little snippets, crowd work, Ali Sadiq. I mean, all kinds of different comedians. We'll watch all those things on a Thursday night. And my daughter came up in the room the other day. She was like, y'all making too much damn noise up here. Y'all
mind your business.
Y'all laughing way too hard. I was like, girl, you know it's Thursday night, comedy night, Wednesday wind down when the summertime comes. Like, we try to do stuff. And Sunday we watch stupid ass, corny ass karate flicks. So when we leave here, we're gonna put on a damn 1973 karate flick.
You know what? I know it's crazy, but I am getting to watch Westerns. With my husband.
We ain't got there yet.
Oh my gosh, and I hated it. I'm like, yo, old bud, why you watching this black and white shit? Don't nobody want to see this. This is too much. My husband's older than me, guys, but I'm seasoned. You don't know how. But he like to, and I'm like, nobody watch that stuff. And I used to hate it. I mean, for like years, 10 years. I go, why are you watching that? And then you done seen it. I used to see my mother watching this. This don't make no sense. And I don't know how I started. Maybe I think that I was probably on my recliner. He's on his watching that mess, and I'm sitting there typing or whatever.
Didn't
I? Yes. That's what happened because I could hear it, and then I'm sitting watching the damn rifleman go doom 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 doom. That's my son. I'm like, what is he doing?
Girl. That's like us watching Chinese movies. You just run. And somebody in the stomach and say, oh, he didn't bend over, he didn't cheat on.
This is good. Because my situation is totally different from these two. Because I'm still running after 11 and 12-year-olds, so if I get a good show in, it's good. I'm also a team mom to a football team.
So you don't got no downtime.
Right.
But you're staying young, baby.
But I keep
we did that.
Yeah, we did that already.
Every week. Me and my husband at least go on dates at least twice a week.
Oh,
that's so good.
I also do. Just
that's really good.
I'm running to the store. He'd be like, well, I'm coming with you. That's good. That's our time away from the chaos that's in my household.
Yes.
And see, I was going to go to the next question, but I have to go to what you just said. And another thing about married guys and being married for a while, when you've been married to someone, you really don't want to do anything without them.
You really don't. You almost can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly.
And then if I go somewhere and my husband is not there, I'm trying to hurry up and get back. Yeah. I'm like, or I'm calling him, what you doing? Or have him on FaceTime. And this is a good thing, guys. When it's a plus when you've been married so long and you just love that person and the connection to that person. You want them with you. I'll go to the store or whatever. I'm like, Danny, I'm getting ready to go such and such. Come on, go with me or drive me. He's like, girl, it's right up the street. You go. I'm like, just come on and go. I didn't marry myself. I married you. You're supposed to do stuff with me. He's looking crazy talking about gun smokes on. Boy, you better come on with me.
Pause it.
Yes.
Come back.
Yes, but that's something. Yes, we do have goal. Guys, we have goal.
Solid goal.
And women do envy us because we are married. I want y'all to know that. This is something a lot of women want. They want this, but they have to put in the work. They think when they look at us that it's easy,
but it's
and
not.
that it no.
I mean, life is not easy. So, and if you want some stuff, if it's like you just keep replying to them or responding to the men as gold, we know this. And see, this is what we already know. You trying to find your gold.
Yes.
But we already know we got gold. Now, we might neglect them a little bit and tarnish a little bit. Things might be different, challenged, if you will.
But you know how to polish it back up?
This man knows I love him.
Right.
And I know he loves me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's just like you said, little simple stuff, going to the store. I'm most of the time the passenger anytime we go anywhere.
I am the
husband
passenger.
Always opens doors for me. Car doors. Doors. And so people see that.
I can't pick out groceries out the car.
Yeah, nothing. My husband won't even eat his dinner. I'll make his plate.
Now that's another thing, guys. See, every time they say something, I'm trying to keep going because I know it's lengthy. But when eating, my husband won't eat without. And my son and his lady, they don't eat without each other.
Yeah, we don't.
And they're in their 20s.
That's what they saw.
You do what you saw.
That's what they saw, which is good because now you know how to be a good husband and a good father to your children.
Okay, guys, what do you think that younger generation misunderstand about commitment and marriage today? What do the younger generation?
Go first.
I probably need to go last because I'm not going to say a lot of maybe not nice things because I think that they are just so. I got to choose my words because the younger generation gets on my nerves. They are just not right on every level. And on that note, they are smart, but I don't know. I just don't even know. I just don't know. But I think that the commitment of marriage today, what do they misunderstand? They feel that they don't want to do, they don't want to give in. They don't want to do, they don't want to, there you go. That's the ding ding. They don't want to compromise anything. The girls is like, he said such and such, he's got to go. And the men are like, oh, okay, she ain't doing this. Right, so I'm not going to do that. Y'all, the younger generation don't want to me, they don't want to be together because when you want to be with something, you work hard at trying to do it together. They don't. They'll give up so quick. Let me hear y'all and then maybe I can piggyback off of it. What y'all think? Let me read it again. What do you think young generations misunderstand about commitment in marriage today?
I would say submission. And let me say why I say that.
Okay. You said that earlier.
And the reason why I say that is because I have daughters that 29, 26, 24. It's like a control thing. That's not what that is, baby. You need to learn what that means. No one's trying to control you. And I feel like they don't understand that. Let's go back to your grandma, my grandma.
Okay.
Put yourself back in that Bible and let's talk about what submission means. It's not controlling. That's not what that is.
No.
I just think that they just so misunderstood and all of them got this I can do it myself.
Well, yeah.
And I can be by myself.
And that's where you're gonna be. And that's where you're going to be.
Right.
And then when you get
yourself.
seasoned and you want somebody to be there with you,
they ain't.
and there is no one, and you're calling on the so-called backstabbing friends that were, you called them your friends, but they weren't.
And because they with their man.
They were their man looking at your
go.
dumb butt because you won't put up with such and such.
Right.
And then you're looking at her and she's with her man and you're like, girl, I wouldn't put up with that. You sure wouldn't because you
don't-
ain't got nothing.
And you don't know what they putting up with behind closed
right.
doors.
There you go.
And so
And
stop
stop
it.
trying to make what somebody else got
What
be
you-
your life.
Because it's not.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Everybody's
Y'all
walk.
better
Yes,
watch it.
It's different.
That girl.
TikTok
Okay,
and shit.
that's the thing I really wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Like the social media crap.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
a social media person. Perry just sneaked me onto TikTok about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And so first time I ever got on any kind of social media. And so I see some of these videos, posts and stuff, and people talking about their relationships and the things that they want, and I want a push gift when I have my baby. And I mean, some of the stuff just sounds asinine to me. You have got to realize that any relationship, marriage, work, any relationship, but mostly marriage, what we're talking about is give and take. You can't always get your way.
Yes.
They're not always going to get their way. And if you are, the relationship's not going to
Not gonna work.
It's not going to work. You've got to know your... Michael Basin said it many, many, many years ago. I don't listen to him anymore,
I
but
love
it's
his,
true.
yes, in his book.
But he's play your position.
There you go.
Every man, I want my man to be the leader.
Yeah.
I'm tired of driving. Let me sit back and just chill. I want you to be the leader, but the only way you can be the leader is if I have your back, if I give you my support. Baby, you gotta work a double today. Well, let me make sure I pack you an extra sandwich because I know you're gonna be hungry.
Every good man, there's a good woman behind him.
You say mortgage is due and you short $200. Okay, well, I got a few dollars stashed over here. Let me go on and pull that out. See if I can do what I need to do. We can pay our bills, make sure we cover.
Right.
You know, we went stopped somewhere and got something to eat last night. Rick was like, you got money? I was like, yeah. He was like, okay, good, we can go.
Okay.
It was
That's right.
It was a non-issue.
That's right.
Because we work together. You gotta compromise.
Yes.
You gotta work together.
But these young generation,
They want it
they don't.
now.
Yeah,
It's
let me tell
and
you
it would not be a. Do you have money? Yes, I do. But you ain't got it to pay for it. Well, we ain't got to go. They won't
And
even.
let me tell you
Let me
something
stop.
from an experience that I'm dealing with my oldest child. I hate to put it out there like that. She has somebody that I think he's amazing. You looking at things totally different. I'm sorry, but I don't want no man who think he got everything together to bring to the table to me, because he may look at it as this is mine.
Right. And what you bring it to the
I'd
table?
rather us bring it together, and we build together.
Right,
Because
right,
I'm
right,
telling
right,
you now, this generation now, y'all just don't look at it like that. Y'all want this person to be already got it together. That is
I
not.
don't want to have to go to work. I don't want to have to do this. I want to go get my
Well,
hair done every week. I
baby.
want to get my nails done. You're looking at things from a very small perspective.
But that's important to you because you're in your 20s.
Yes.
So your out appearance is everything.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it is
I wanna
nothing
look
wrong
good
with it.
too.
Yes, okay.
But I know what my responsibilities
Yes,
are, and I
yes.
know what if we in something together and we got these many dollars and our expenses are this much, then I can't get my nails done this week.
Right.
I can't get my
and
hair
that's why
done.
I was trying to explain. You talking about, oh, well, he didn't do this when we went out. But do you know me and your dad go out all the time? And I look at him, we be like, baby, hey, you got the drinks, I got the food.
Right.
Hey, because we going to keep somebody, we both going to have money in
Yeah,
our pockets.
it's
I'm just
always-
gonna
but
pull
yeah.
from just, man, they just don't know.
It does- yeah, you have.
Y'all better quit, like I said, quit watching TikTok, Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, because
And-
it's a...
They lying to y'all. They lying to y'all.
And
even
and
the
some
real.
women that are looking at this video right now, it's like, wow, why do you have to come out your pocket at all? And the man should pay for it all, this, that, and the third, or they're sitting at home and not working, and the man is doing it all, but you.
And that's why I keep getting blessed.
I'm
with
trying
everything
not
I
to
do.
say anything negative, but you're kind of lost when you can't help him. And you buy him a gift with his money
Every
because you're
man-
sitting at
yes.
home and you're saying, no, my man does all of this and does all of that. What are you doing for him? How are
Right.
you helping him?
Yeah.
He's a human being
Because
as
right
well.
now you are
gotta
dependent.
build-
Yeah,
gotta
you're
build
dependent.
You are dependent to
Right.
this
You
man.
gotta
You're
build
not
that
really
man
help.
up
You're not a
like
help.
You are like the kids.
You're not a mate.
You
Yeah.
gotta build him up like you want
Yes.
him to build you up.
Yes, I mean, and like we said just a few minutes ago, it's the little things. It doesn't have to be such
things.
major, monumental things. It's just small.
Okay,
shit.
I'm gonna close. All right. With closing, guys, what can we say to anyone that is married, getting married, younger people? Just what can we leave them with? What can we leave them with? I wrote something, my final thoughts, but I don't want to read this. I'm going to make it short and sweet. What I leave with you guys is marriage does not come with a manual. It does not. Just like raising children, you do your very best. Commit to your vows, to death do you part, sickness and health, and just try your best. Put God first.
That part.
And it will work. Hang in there too. Don't give up. You give up, you're just gonna start over. If you want it, you're just gonna start over. But marriage is hard sometimes. Sometimes it's good.
Yeah, mine is great. I don't have no real complaints.
But on the hard, it is still worth it. It is worth it. I'm so glad that I'm married. I'm so glad I have someone. This is a big deal. I have a piece of gold mine, and I'm gonna keep mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
I think what I would say is always, of course, put God first. That friendship has to be there. The trust, the loyalty. And also remember that is not the same person that you met many, many years ago. You have to learn to grow together, learn to change together.
Yes.
That does not mean that they changed you as a person, that you have to learn to grow. Growth. I don't know how to say that, but growth and forgiveness.
Yes.
Definitely.
Mine is perspective. That's my key word. Try to look at things from their end. When you guys are having disagreements, look at it from his end. When you guys are trying to decide how to spend whatever extra money you might have, and he might want something that he wants, you might want something that you want. Try to look at it from his perspective and maybe let him have whatever it is he wants now, because next time you'll get what you need to get. If your relationship is balanced. But always the number one thing I say is to respect yourself. Because if you respect yourself, you're definitely going to respect that person. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my husband in a way that makes me feel like, man, I really do think that this man was born for me.
Yes.
I really do think that
God's plan is perfect.
Yes. God planned
He didn't make no mistake
for us to be together from the moment we were conceived.
That's right.
So I don't stray from that. I let God's plan unfold, and I just try to ride the snake, if you will, and try to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So my husband needs me to do certain things for him. That's fine. I'm happy to do those things. I know on the back end, or even on this next step, he's going to do things I need him to do for me.
There you go.
It's a very happy, healthy compromise, and
yes,
it's really how my marriage has survived and how I've stayed happy. And like we've also said, friendship is key. And someone that can make me laugh. This man makes me laugh. He's so damn silly most of the time. I swear I feel like I married a 12-year-old boy sometimes, but I'm happy because
girl, that's good for your soul.
Yes, he keeps me on my toes.
Yes.
He makes me laugh. He makes me think. And also the conversations, the communication that we have, we have some deep conversations sometimes.
Married people do.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because we are stone sharpening stone.
Yes.
We are really learning from each other.
Then we're coming out sharp.
We're growing.
Yes.
Still growing, yes.
And I hope that we do that until the day we die.
Oh, yes. Me too. Me too. Amen to that. Guys, we hope that you share your stories with us. Comment. Put some comments in and let us know about your marriage stories. And, next week we're going to have United Way here. We're going to have United Way here, and we're going to be talking about a free festival. So y'all tune in. Well, not next week, but the next time we do the podcast. And I just want to Thank you guys for coming on my show. Thank you, Kamisha. Thank you, Tracy. I think that this was very good, and I hope
too.
you guys enjoyed it, and some of you young people learned from it, and older people who are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
anyone who needs it. Yes. So with that said, guys, feel the rumble and listen to the roar, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.